Hey, you all out there. This is going to be short and sweet. I got to give my cat some love here because I just finished all my classes, and normally he gets some food now and I go on the treadmill and he knows it. But I have started at least 10 times over the past 2 days this video. Every time I think a student's not going to arrive, or between classes in hopes that a student isn't going to arrive, and then they always arrive. So there's that. Um, okay. I wanted to just briefly talk about the Lucid app, just in case I needed to look at it, because I have 2 more days left on my trial, and I guess that reveals to you the fact that I am not going to continue with it. And here is why. Oops, I have a message here. Okay, everything's automated. I have come to realize on this app where I thought initially some of the responses were very specific to me, that I still think it's all artificial intelligence. And I don't think I'm actually getting a person. I think what's happening is if I ask a question and there's like target words in there, um, I let me take it back. I won't be so cavalier. Let's say I think somebody's looking at the question and then they're going and they're clicking on prepared responses already. So click, 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 and they hit it. Possibly they even type my name in there and then write one sentence. Maybe it could even go that far. But the rest of the paragraph is all pre-formed and fabricated responses to different questions. Because specifically, when I go and I look at my chat again, and this is kind of why I wanted to keep it. Okay, here's hi, I'm your coach. I knew this was all prefab stuff at the beginning. That was all. Now, it felt very specific when I said I typically, this was out of the blue and it wasn't a response to anything. Out of the blue, I texted or messaged in the app and said I typically find if I eat breakfast that I'm hungry the whole rest of the day and I'm constantly wanting to eat. If I skip breakfast, is that okay? Because I am not hungry first thing in the morning. Now, it did take 3 days to get a response, but it said, "Hi Jenny, you are absolutely free to do what works best for you. This is your journey." And then it said, "Have you thought about hydrating for breakfast or choosing a centering activity for yourself in the morning?" I feel like that first sentence was something she wrote back and then she just clicked on like some feedback that you're supposed to give, because I mean, hydrating for breakfast. I mean, like, I just don't even know. Like, I guess, I don't know, a centering activity that has nothing to do with breakfast. I mean, I never said that, like, I need something to fill my time. I don't know. I just found it a little bit odd, but I still, because the first sentence sounded so specific, thought it was just like her way of trying to be more interactive. All right, so I wrote a whole paragraph about, like, I'm great with hydrating. I drink all day long and I have plenty of things to do in the morning. Um, and I actually, one of the things I do is get on the treadmill for 60 minutes. So by the end of that, I'll start kind of preparing my lunch shortly afterwards. Um, and then I asked about the pedometer thing. Okay, so she didn't respond at all to the first thing about the hydrating or the fact that I'm exercising in the morning and that I'm filling in that time. Just let it go, which is fine. I didn't really specifically ask a question. When it came to the steps, she said, "Hi Jenny, the Noom app pulls steps from a built-in pedometer in your phone. However, you can choose." This all seems very not personalized, okay? And I think I mentioned that once before, where like the original stuff I knew was canned because we both have the same name, and there was not even like a, "Hey, great name," or "Love your name," or "Hello, fellow Jenny." It was just, but here it's like, "Hi Jenny, the new map pulls steps from the built-in pedometer on your phone. However, you can choose to have the steps come from another source, such as a different app or a wearable tracker, by going to settings/apps and devices/connect additional devices. Logging your exercise/walk is independent of the pedometer." Again, that is something that can go to every single person whenever somebody asks about the pedometer. Here's all the information and how to access it, which I didn't ask. Um, I just said I don't carry my phone around at all. So actually, it doesn't even respond to the question now that I think about it. It totally seems like something that was just cut and pasted because I said I don't have it on me. So I don't need to go to settings, apps, devices, and connect. Um, oh, well, that's not true. I was thinking it was going to be another app in my phone, but possibly what she's trying to say is if I have a pedometer, I never said I had a pedometer, but if I were to have another pedometer, I could, I guess, as long as it has Wi Fi, connect. I mean, obviously, if it were an Apple Watch that had a pedometer on it, would work because I have an Apple phone and automatically they would read each other. But I don't know if all phones read Fitbits. Maybe they do. I don't know if I never had a Fitbit, so I don't know if it's, I don't say computer based. Uh, what's the word? Like not app. What's not app? Um, Internet program based. I can't think of the word. I can't think of the word. Driving me nuts. Ah. Anyway, I'm gonna let it go. Anyway, I don't know if it's something that you connect with your computer or if it's something that automatically reads in your app. That's basically what I'm saying. Okay. So then she went on to say, let's talk about what stood out in your day. How can we help create your first goal? Is there another idea, something you want to focus on, like exercising regularly or eating more mindfully? Okay, so I don't know. I just got finished saying not too long ago that I do exercise regularly, that I walk for an hour every day. So she wanted to know, is there another goal that you'd like to do, like exercising regularly or eating more mindfully? It's been cut and paste from something else. I mean, these are generic things that can go to anybody. Or maybe just artificial intelligence can decode what is in my questions and then it picks and chooses things to send. But at any rate, it's not like somebody's really taken the time to understand or get to know me or personalize this for me. Um, and then when I said I want to work on upper body strength, again, great idea, Jenny. What kind of exercise do you have in mind for building your upper body strength? What feels like a realistic goal to begin with? Now, originally, what I liked in the app is that, it did ask a bunch of questions about yourself, but they were more like psychological questions, centering questions, getting to know yourself. Like, why do you think you're doing this kind of stuff? It only lasted a couple days, and at most. And now, like, these kind of responses that come back every couple of days afterwards, that again can go to absolutely anybody who says upper body strength. Here's the response you give to somebody who wants upper body strength. Okay, what upper body strength do you want to do? What is a good idea for you? There's no, what I would have liked is something that said upper body strength, great. I see you're over 50 and haven't done much upper body strength first. Let me send you a couple exercises to start off with. Do them in reps of 20 and slowly build from there. And then how many reps of 20 do you want to do a day? How many days in a week do you think you could do this? But like there's a little bit of give and take. I feel like there's really no give there. It's just somebody spewing out questions of like, good idea. How are you going to do it? Good idea. How? Good idea. Come up with another goal. Yeah. It, it, that's where I lost interest. That was on the 6th of July, and I didn't respond since then. And you know what? From the 6th of July all the way to the 10th, so 4 days go by, I heard nothing. That's why I think it's all generated. Like if I was constantly all day long sending something to them, then they would be generating more responses. But like there's no, hey, we haven't heard from you lately, or how is that upper body exercises working for you? Do you need any suggestions? Like There's nothing like that. So, really, what I found the value of it being is a food tracker app. Now, after 2 weeks, you pay for this app. Let me also say, I mentioned before that there were every day you could choose how many minutes, and I had chosen between 9 and 11 minutes worth of like little clippets of information that it teaches you. It was really fun for like the first 4 or 5 days, and then it started getting a little old, and at the very end I just stopped doing them. So you, it includes a lot of self motivation. I mean, even if they built in like a little bar graph every time you answer another question or you do another little segment, because there's about 5 of them each day, like a minute long, 3 minutes long, 2 minutes long. If every time you completed one, you went to like it charted on a thing, and your goal each week is to accomplish reading and completing so many of them. I think that that's all I really would need to keep motivated. But there is no motivation built into the app. You do it or you don't do it. If you do it, it says good job. If you don't do it, it says nothing. There's quizzes. If you answer the quizzes correct, they say good job. If you don't, they say, oh, that's incorrect. Here's the correct answer. And you just keep moving. So you have to have a lot of intrinsic motivation. And for people who have a lot of intrinsic motivation to diet, don't usually need the app, so they can just do it on their own. I'm a carrot kind of person. It's just not working for me. So I canceled it. And this is how you go about canceling it after doing a Google search, because it was not user friendly on the app at all to figure out. And that's because what you're supposed to do is type, quote, I would like to cancel my subscription, please, to your mentor chatty lady, who really is probably an AI person. So I sent it, and then immediately it sent back something that said it was from Jennifer, but it also said it was a system generated message. And it came back like within 1 second saying, looks like you want to cancel. If so, click on this link. I clicked on the link. It said, we're sorry to see you go. Your subscription has been canceled. Um, then later on, it said the exact same thing. Hi, we'd like to have selected. It looks like you selected to cancel your subscription. We're sorry to see you go. It's the same thing it said before. Your trial actually expires on July 13th, which is tomorrow, 2020, and the app will continue to work until that time. Yeah, there you go. So, what I did find is that um, I was enjoying the food tracker a little bit. I haven't done food tracking in a long time, and I really got burned out with it, and I didn't think I'd want to go back to it at all, ever again. Don't like counting points. Counting points was even harder because there's so much involved in figuring out what one point is worth. Calories is a lot easier, but still, I was just kind of over it and not wanting to do it anymore. Um, and that's the one part, surprisingly, of the Noom app that I didn't really mind that much. So, what I did is I downloaded again the Lucid app. And I have used the Lucid app for years, on and off. And I'll just like, I'm not using it anymore, and I delete the whole app and I get it off my phone. Sometimes I just delete it off my phone because I need room for something else or whatever. Um, and sure enough, Old Faithful, I logged in, same username and password that I had before, figured out what my password was, and all the information from the years gone by is all in there. And this is a free app. Now, there is a premium version of it that you can upgrade and get a lot more additional information about yourself, and that I've never really looked into it. To be honest with you, I've just used it as a strict weight loss app, but just like any other one, you can take it and scan a barcode, and it'll put all the information in there for you, and the calories. You don't always have to manually do it yourself, so it'll have like serving size and calorie count. And then it has all the other information too, because if you have the premium version, you can break down like your macros, and see how much fat and how much this and how much that is, that you've had for the day. And maybe even on the regular one, maybe I'll do another video on just the Lucid app. I don't know if the regular one actually breaks that kind of stuff down or not. Let me go to yesterday and see. No, I don't think so. I think I have to be in the premium one. I think I just have, um, yeah. So the options of different things I can click on are weight, tracking breakfast, lunch, dinner, your exercise, and your snacks. Um, and then they have locked parts because they're part of the premium. Are adding early snacks, morning snacks, and afternoon snacks. Don't really understand that because actually I can add that on my version. So maybe it just charts them on this little part. But on the actual food part where you're entering something, you have breakfast, morning snack, lunch, afternoon snack, dinner, evening snack as listed as options. And I've used them all, so I know that they do work. But maybe in terms of tracking them, um, and you also have your water intake, which is locked. I can't get to that. Your blood pressure and your blood glucose. So I don't know. You probably have to hook up some sort of equipment. And anyway, if I were to click on breakfast, it just brings me to the breakfast foods that I had before. Um, yeah, I'm not seeing any graphs or anything regarding um, graphing your macros. Okay, the one thing that the Lucid app does that the other one didn't, and this might be good, this might be bad, is that when you exercise, it does take that out of your calorie count for the day. So I did log in my exercise yesterday because my calories were over, and then it made me feel better because my calories went back under. So I was 280 calories under budget for the day, but I was really about 100 and some calories over budget for the day. And in terms of what is your budget is figured out based on your height, your weight, and how much weight you want to lose and by when. However, it will not allow you to have a budget that you're the most amount of weight that you're allowed to choose on the app to calculate is 2 pounds a week. So that's the maximum. So it'll figure out how much you need to eat based on losing 2 pounds a week. And that's in the red zone too. It doesn't like you to choose 2 pounds a week. It'd rather have you do 1 pound a week or even up to 1.5. But as soon as you hit 2 pounds, it's like sort of red. Like, yeah, really don't want you to be consistently losing 2 pounds a week because they recommend you lose a pound a week. But at any rate, we know from HCG that some of us lose considerably more than 2 pounds a week on a regular basis. So um, keep that in mind, or just monitor yourself. If it says you have so many calories left and you've burned so many calories, now it shows both. The Lose It app didn't used to, but with its upgrades, it now shows how much you've burned and how many more calories you have left within the course of a day. Do the math in your own head in terms of if you really just want to lose more weight and you don't want to quite eat that many calories in a day. All right, that's everything. Stay cool out there, and I hope that, well, I should be staying in contact here soon. I don't have anything else. My classes are so booked. I'm so book solid. But I might give you an update on how the Lucid app is going and keep you up to date on that until I get to the point that maybe I can do HCG again. I'm going to give myself another month or two before I do that. Just to make sure that everything that's kind of working out medically for me stays working out medically, and I don't need to go back to the doctors anymore. So I just don't want something to come up and I have to go to the doctors and then I have HCG in my system too, and then it gives any kind of false positives or affects hormone levels or anything like that in my blood work. So for that reason, I'm going to hold off a little bit and see if I can use this Lucid app to keep me going on the straight and narrow. We'll see, right? God bless HCG. It's the one thing that keeps me really, really disciplined. Not really happy, but really disciplined. All right, that's all for now. You take care. I'll be in touch. Bye.